Welcome to our 2022 Hear Our Voices Literary Competition. My name is Ebony Brown, and I have the pleasure and honor of being your elementary English Language Arts coordinator. And I would like to now pause and yield to my wonderful brand new teammate and allow her to introduce herself.
Good morning, I am Regina Willingham, and I am the secondary English Language Arts coordinator, and I am excited to be here with you all.
And let's give Regina a round of applause. This is her first Hear Our Voices competition. So today we have gathered because our scholars, they work hard all year long through every single grade, K through 12. And every year we give our scholars an opportunity to showcase their literary skills. And right now, our scholars are poised and ready to present to you and compete in the areas of speech, spoken word, and multimedia presentations. We know that this is an awesome experience because it gives our scholars an opportunity to demonstrate authentic literacy and to really showcase their skills. Scholars will come before you today and wow you with their words. They were all provided a prompt, and we'll discuss that in a little bit, but they have memorized their pieces, and they are ready to present them. So during this presentation, we ask that you stay for the duration because we want to make sure that our scholars have an audience. Who wants to perform and present to a blank or empty room? Would you? No. So we thank you for being here. We also ask that you, if you have to get up, that you move using this side of the room because we are live streaming and we don't want to disturb the video feed. This year, we have the pleasure of having a wonderful panel of judges. So judges, as I call your name, if you feel comfortable, please stand and wave to the crowd. Our first judge is Danya Sauter. She is the City of Jonesboro Councilwoman. Thank you so much for being here today. Our next judge is Tony Phillips. She served as our 2020 as well as our 2020 and 2021 Teacher of the Year for Clayton County Public Schools, and she is also a fourth grade teacher at Hawthorne Elementary School. Our next judge is Mr. Brian Herbert. He is our new Director of Arts Clayton. Our next judge is Dr. Erica Lloyd. She is our secondary English Language Arts lead. And our tally judge this afternoon or this morning is Regina Willingham. She is our secondary coordinator for English Language Arts. And I would be remiss if I did not recognize our teams. So working our scenography today is Ms. Tiffany Barner-Davis. She is our K2 English Language Arts lead. And then we also have Ms. Takessa Adams supporting us today. She is also she's in the back, so we'll wave, our K2 English Language Arts lead. And then we have a host of hands because we know that many hands make light work. So we would like to thank our communications department as well as our performing arts department for supporting this endeavor. I would also like to recognize our board members that we have with us today. So if you would please stand, Ms. Victoria Williams. Thank you so much for being here representing District 4. And we would be remiss if we did not recognize our fearless literacy leader, Dr. Ebony Lee. She is our Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction. Welcome back, Dr. Lee. Thank you. Each year, our scholars receive a topic that they must write their response and create their speeches, their spoken word, or multimedia presentations. This year, our topic focused on, we try to make sure that every year our topics are relevant and that they really connect to the scholars and connect to what's going on in the world. Our topic this year is Got Vaxxed, the Great Divide. I will share with you our K2 topic, and Regina Willingham will present to you our 312 topic. They all encompass the same thing, but we have student-friendly language to make sure that all of our scholars understand what we're sharing this year. COVID-19 vaccinations are an important topic that many are discussing around the world. Our government, media, companies, schools, and more have been highly influential in stating that the vaccine and masking up are the primary ways to reduce the spread of the virus. On the other hand, over 50% of Americans remain unvaccinated. This has led to an ongoing problem that may impact how people live their lives now. Given what you've learned about viruses and what we have given what you have learned about viruses and what we have experienced since COVID-19, how do you feel about this issue? Raise your voice to bring your opinion to this concern. The source, Graphic Medicine, is used to provide a friendly, fearless way to tell people about medical education. Review the Got Vax, The Great Divide comic book, and other sources to decide and share your opinion. Don't let your mask mute your voice. Use it.
And for the 312 topic, we have COVID-19 vaccinations are an important topic that many are talking about across the world. Our nation's government, mass media, corporations, schools, and more have been highly influential in positing that the vaccine and masking up are the primary ways to mitigate the virus. On the other hand, over 50% of the American population and many others around the world remain unvaccinated. This has led to a fierce, ongoing controversy that may impact the quality of life one once knew. Given what you have learned about viruses and what we have experienced since the prevalence of COVID-19, where do you stand on this issue? Raise your voice to bring insight to this polarizing debate. The source, Graphic Medicine, is used to provide a friendly, fearless way to provide medical education. Review the Got Vaxxed, The Great Divide comic book, and other sources to determine and speak to your position. Don't allow your mask to mute your voice. Use it.
And so at this time, we will start with our first participant, Harmony Holmes from Roberts Middle School. So Harmony, if you are here today, if you would go ahead and come down. Our next contestant, Sydney Pinkney, Hawthorne Elementary, speech entry. Our next contestant, Brandon Brock, Braden, my apologies, let me start over. Our next contestant, Braden Brock, Marshall Elementary School, spoken word. Let's give him a round of applause.
The year 2020 was one of the most challenging years in history. On top of trying to control a very fatal virus, we were also faced with the science of a new set of vaccines set to help bring us closer to the end of the pandemic. But because of all the confusion, most people were not believers. But I am here to clear it all up. First, we must understand what vaccines really are. Vaccines are medical doses given to people to help prevent the spread of viruses like coronavirus and help curb severe symptoms of disease or viruses. The way I see it, vaccines work very similar to the way we go outside in a rainstorm. See, we have to go outside no matter what, but some of us have raincoats that protect our bodies from getting wet. As opposed to if we went outside with no raincoat and got drenched in rain. In the case of coronavirus, the way that the vaccine works similar to raincoats is it keeps us from getting sick. Though the rain may still get on our body, it will not be nearly as bad as it would be if we did not have a raincoat on. In the case of COVID-19 vaccines, the way that it works similar to raincoats is that in the same chance you get the virus, it will be very mild compared to the unvaccinated. Plus, data shows that people fully vaccinated and boosted fully vaccinated have not had any hospitalizations due to the COVID-19 vaccine, keeping them and keeping their bodies safer. After all, science shows that 99.99% of people fully vaccinated and boosted have not had a breakthrough case resulting in hospitalization or death. So get vaxxed.
Awesome job, Brandon. Let's give Brandon another big round of applause. Our next contestant is Vernon Brock from Marshall Elementary, and he is presenting to us a speech.
Hi, my name is Vernon. I'm going to tell you all about how I think people should get vaccinated to stay safe from this very dangerous virus. I say this because more than 30,000 people in Georgia have died because of this dangerous virus. People should really get vaccinated because when I look at the news, I see lots of people losing their lives, and I feel really bad for these people. Okay. In addition to getting vaccinated, people should spend more time in their houses than the outside world. Because when I go outside, I see lots of people now with their mask on and their mask not all the way on their face. But that's why we need people to start, ordering and purchasing their foods so they don't have to get sick when they go to the stores. If you ever get bored around the house, but you can't go places anymore due to COVID, I know some games, two games, that you can play around the house. But if you have electronics or something, then I guess you won't be getting bored anytime soon. Okay. The first game is Uno. Uno is a cool card game for family and friends, and to win, you're supposed to have 7 cards, and you're supposed to try to lose all your cards to win the game. The next game is Minute to Win It. I'm not gonna say the whole entire game, but I'll say this. To win, you're supposed to give a point to whoever wins the game, and the person with the most, and the person, group, or family with the most points wins. In addition to getting vaccinated, people should wash, sanitize, and keep their mask on. When I go to school, go to the store in my house, I see lots of people with their mask off, and the mask not all the way on their face. If people don't keep their mask on, there are going to be serious consequences. And this is the same with not washing and sanitizing your hands. Okay, the way to wash your hands turn the tap on and rub your hands with clean running water. Then apply soap. Next, lather your hands, backs, in between your fingers and under your nails. Then, you will need a timer, but if you don't have a timer, just sing the happy birthday song twice. And lastly, clean your hands off with clean running water. Lastly, dry them off with an air dryer, or a clean towel. And these are all the steps you need to wash your hands. And now you need to apply hand sanitizer. When you think about it, you don't really have to do anything about that. All you need to do is put it on. And these are all the steps you need to stay safe from this very dangerous virus. This includes washing, sanitizing, and keeping your mask on. So this is all for me. Stay safe.
Thank you so much, Vernon. We learned a lot. Uno definitely was one of my favorite pastimes when we were on the lockdown. So thank you so much, Vernon, for sharing that valuable information. Our next scholar or scholars are Ronald Lasser and Kevin Atkins from Smith Elementary.
sore and I'm vaccinated. I chose to get vaccinated because I feel that it's a responsible thing to do. The way I can contribute is by doing my part, by getting the vaccine. The research shows the more people get vaccinated, the less the virus spread. I want my school, my community, and the world to be safe. So, my friend, while I promote individual freedom and rights, I also support respect for you and others who see it differently.
Hi, my name is Kevin Chase Sackerson II, and I'm not vaccinated. Just because I chose not to get vaccinated, that doesn't make me irregular, questionable, or unconventional. What it does make me is a human just like you are. I have chosen to exercise my freedom of choice, and me and my family have decided that the vaccine was too new and more research was needed for us to feel comfortable taking it. Does that make me weird? No. Does that make me strange? No. Does that make me wrong? Absolutely not. Although we have made different choices in life, but we still need to respect one another.
I'm vaccinated, but I still respect the unvaccinated.
I am not vaccinated, but I still respect the vaccinated. Mutual respect conquers all.
Awesome job, scholars. Wonderful representation of Smith Elementary and wonderful representation of Got Facts, The Great Divide. Let's give them another warm round of applause. Our next scholar is Natalie Freeman from Swint Elementary School. Natalie will present to us today a multimedia presentation. And though Natalie is not here with us today, we will go ahead and share her video.
That's the Canopy by Natalie. I cannot wait to tell my friends that I'm taking the cold shower. One Sunday afternoon, sorry guys, I'm not going to be able to make the friendship balance take the cold shower. When I do get my cold shower, I'm going to be so happy. It's okay, Mom, but you have to make it for me because this boy gave me so he's not taking the cold shower. Then we should really and he gave me the best speech and I loved it. That's all we have my life to do. It's more about the war. What I was trying to say is that the cold shock can still make you sick and you will feel dizzy. Also, cold shock can cause jaw pain and there is a chance you can still die from cold even if you take the shot. I never did. Tomorrow I'll go to the doctor and tell her every time I get that shot. See you tomorrow, guys. Well, I guess I will take that shot. All the scares happen. I can get to the vaccine. Duh.
Let's give Natalie a round of applause. And don't we just love our scholars' creativity in their presentations? All of our multimedia presentations that we show you and everything that our scholars present are original pieces. So again, one more round of applause for Natalie. Our next scholar is Angel Lewis from B.C. Haney Elementary School.
What I think about the vaccine. I do not like the vaccine because it is a shot and shots hurt. Sometimes it does not hurt. It really depends on how they do it. I do not agree to get the vaccine. I prefer to wear a mask to continue the school year or years. Because like me, you probably like school too. We also need time to spend on family trips, joyfulness, and more. It is our decision to choose. This world was made from God and He made freedom. According to Wikipedia, a vaccine is a biological preparation that provides active acquired immunity to a particular infectious disease. This means it helps your body fight off that illness. A vaccine typically contains something like a disease-causing microorganisms and is often made from weakened or killed forms of the microbe. The most commonly reported of the side effects of the COVID-19 vaccine were pain at the injection sites, tiredness, headache, muscle pain, chills, joint pain, and fever. If I had the vaccine, I would not want any of these side effects. Now I have answered your questions about the vaccine. Now it's my turn. What do you think about the vaccine?
What do you think about the vaccine? Our next scholar is Mark Clemmings from West Clayton Elementary. Mark Clemmings from West Clayton.
Hello, my name is Marat, and I'm going to talk about vaccine choices. The COVID-19 virus has killed many people, so that's why scientists came up with the COVID-19 vaccine. Let me start off by saying that COVID could be one of the strongest viruses ever. Scientists developed a vaccine to help control the symptoms. Scientists believe mass vaccination and wearing a mask are the best ways to reduce the risk of the spread. However, I do not think wearing a mask really helps stop the spread. While some people believe a vaccine should be mandatory, I believe everyone should have a choice. Kids need to have a choice. Adults need to have a choice. The elderly need to have a choice. And the reason I think this is because some people might not need the vaccine. They may have natural immunity that can fight the virus without the vaccine. For example, I've not gotten the vaccine and I have not gotten COVID. So in conclusion, in my personal opinion, I do not think everyone needs to get vaccinated.
Our next participant, our next scholar is Journey Ponder, representing West Clayton Elementary School.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Journey Ponder, and you know what? I am tired of COVID. Imagine that you were sitting in a restaurant or in a mall shopping with no mask on. Can you see it? Well, all of that has changed now. People are now required to get vaccines and cover their face. It's all because of COVID-19. COVID-19 is changing our lives from seeing our family and friends when we want to. Having to be online or virtual to speak to family and friends if they have contracted COVID. Have you ever felt like COVID-19 is taking over your life? It's sad that people can't see their families because of this. It's sad that good people in the world are dying because of this. But we have to protect ourselves and always follow protocol rules. Save yourself, save your family, keep your mask on if you are sick, stay home. But I am tired with all of these rules. I hope one day this will all be over because I am so through with all of this. So let's imagine all of this is over and we can say bye to COVID-19.
Awesome. Our next scholar is Alexa Grant from Smith Elementary School.
Hi, my name is Alexa Grant, and I'm a proud 5th grader at Roberta T. Smith Elementary School. Today, I would like to speak about our lives for the past 2 years. These last 2 years have been tough, not just because of COVID. Before I get into the subject, I would like to say that I have been touched by this experience, and it was not fun. If I'm being honest, it makes you want to know what the future will hold for us. COVID is scary, period. It is especially scary because you never know how you react to it, or even at times where you got it from. I remember hearing early in the pandemic about people getting sick, some getting hospitalized, even some dying. What stood out to me the most was a little black girl, my age, just 10 years old, who got COVID and passed away. I was so afraid they'd get close to me. I didn't want anyone to say the C word around me. Then it happened. In December 2021, I tested positive for COVID. I was worried about my parents, my little brother, and my grandmother who I baked cookies with the same day. The first thing that I did when I got home was call my best friend. She and I were crying for almost 10 minutes. That said, why are we crying? I'll be okay no matter what. When I think of COVID, I think of death and more grave stuff. But when I felt down, I knew what to stay strong for. And that's my 2-year-old brother. He's the only sibling that does not boss me around. Okay, maybe I should take that back. No one else got sick. I was so relieved. I believe it was because they're all vaccinated and wearing masks. The experts tell us that our best protection against COVID is wearing masks and being vaccinated. Being vaccinated does not mean that you cannot catch COVID. Instead, it is one of the ways that we can slow the spread. Being vaccinated helps lower your chances of getting infected and getting really sick. Being vaccinated helps lose less people in our society. Everybody has been affected by COVID, no doubt about it. But the people who have been affected the most are the people who have had someone pass away due to COVID, just like me. Just a few weeks ago, there I was at a sleepover. And when I returned, I got news that someone very close to me had passed away. Wearing masks isn't just about protecting ourselves, it's about protecting the people around us. Don't just get vaccinated for yourself, but get vaccinated for the people who are just like us, scared. Together, we can beat this. Don't lose hope. Little people like me are fighting to bring hope and confidence back to the world. Take a step, be brave, get vaxxed, no debate. Thank you.
Our next contestant is Sonia Esere from Riverdale Elementary School, and she will be delivering a speech for us.
With 4 beautiful children, with another bundle of joy on the way. Neither of them were vaccinated. Davy heard that the vaccine could be dangerous for her unborn baby, and she did not want to endanger her child. Davy gave birth to a healthy baby girl, but she never got to see her baby. You see, she got COVID and got very sick. She had to be hospitalized and was unconscious at the time the doctors decided to induce labor. She never regained consciousness. Daniel, the new father, who is only 39 years old, was also hospitalized with COVID. He wanted to wait until he and his wife walked out of the hospital to name their daughter. Unfortunately, he died 2 weeks after the baby was born. I wanted to tell this story because the eldest child is 7 years old, and I'm 7 years old too. I wonder how she will
able to take care of her siblings. I'm Sonia Isera, and I want to let you know that getting vaccinated against COVID-19 can lower your risk of getting and spreading the virus that causes COVID-19. Vaccines can also help prevent serious illnesses and death. When you're up to date on COVID-19 vaccinations, you can resume many activities with proper precautions, like mask wearing in indoor public spaces. You may ask, how do COVID-19 vaccines work? And are they effective? Capital, yes. COVID-19 vaccines work to prime your immune system against future attacks by the COVID virus. When a pathogen enters your body, your immune system generates antibodies that try to fight it off. The problem with COVID is that we are not prepared to fight it off because it is so new to our bodies. This is when the COVID-19 vaccines become our superheroes and save the world. You may ask, how do our COVID-19 vaccine superheroes save the day? Well, the COVID-19 vaccine uses the new mRNA vaccine technology. The messenger RNA in the vaccine gives instructions to your body to make copies from the coronavirus proteins so that your body can learn how to make the antibodies that fight the virus. And then it breaks down and leaves your body without a trace. The superhero vaccines swoop into our bodies, do their job to leave protection behind, and then disappear into the sunset. So that is why the COVID-19 vaccines are the safest vaccines around the world. If the vaccines are so safe, why don't many people take the vaccine? Well, many people still do not believe in the vaccines because they believe in myths. They believe in fairy tales. They believe in fallacies. This is not good. Many people are dying because they believe lies rather than truth. Here are 3 myths that some people believe. Myth 1. The vaccine can make women infertile. That means they're unable to have children. The truth is, the COVID-19 vaccine does not make women infertile. So, where did this myth come from? It seems that this myth came from a social media post that claimed the vaccine would cause a pregnant woman's body to fight the proteins that would make her placenta that connects her to her baby. The coronavirus spike protein looks like the spike protein that causes the placenta to grow and attach to the mom and the baby. So they assumed the vaccine would cause the mama's body to attack both the coronavirus protein and the placenta protein. That is absolutely false! The 2 proteins may look alike but are a lot different from each other. When Pfizer tested the vaccine, 23 women got pregnant and only 1 of them lost their baby. The 1 woman who lost her baby did not take the vaccine. Instead, she had a harmless placebo. It was sad that the woman lost her baby, but it wasn't the vaccine's fault because she did not have the vaccine in her body. Myth 2. The vaccines were developed too quickly to be trusted. Let me tell you something, honey. They think I am taking a vaccine that just popped out of nowhere? I don't think so. They are just trying to line their pockets, but I am not taking that poison. Oh, no. The truth is the vaccines are safe and effective. According to Johns Hopkins Medicine, studies show that the Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines are highly effective, and they also show that they don't have any serious, life-threatening side effects. Here are some reasons why the vaccines were developed quickly but are effective and harmless. Reason 1. Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines were made using messenger RNA. mRNA allows them to have a faster approach than usual. However, the mRNA technology took years to come about, and because of the mRNA technology, they were able to quickly create the vaccines. Reason 2. Scientists in China share genetic information about the COVID-19 virus so the scientists can start working on the vaccines immediately. The reason the vaccines were made quickly is because the scientists got the information on the COVID-19 virus quickly. Reason 3. Because of social media, pharmaceutical companies were able to find study participants to test the COVID-19 vaccine like greased lightning. Social media spread the word, and people from all groups were willing to volunteer to help get the vaccine tested. Reason 4. The vaccine developers did not skip any steps. They were not lax at all. Every step of the process was completed because they were energized to safely help others to be safe from the virus. Myth 3. The vaccine can change your DNA. The truth is the vaccine can't change your DNA. Never in a month of Sundays. The messenger RNA from the vaccine does go into cells, but does not go into your nucleus where the DNA lives. And shot is to give your cells the blueprints to make lots of spikes from the coronavirus so that your body sees these spikes and makes antibodies to fight it off. After the messenger RNA gives the blueprints to the cell factory, it will break down and leave the body. It will never go into the nucleus where the precious DNA lives. I want to inform you that vaccinations are requirement important because we need to keep ourselves and our loved ones safe at this critical state of the world. Do not let anyone claim what they know nothing about tell you to not take the vaccine. Tell them, please, speak to yourself and stop spreading myths with little or no knowledge about the vaccines. Make friends with people of great minds and get your information from qualified sources. We have seen the devastating impact about the COVID vaccine can have on families, like the Macias family. There are thousands of tragic stories, like the Macias story, of lives shattered because people believe COVID lies. I recommend that everyone take the vaccine and see that our country is safe, not only for you, but also for the ones you love. Stop the spread of myths that discourage others from taking the vaccine. Learn facts about the COVID-19 vaccine from qualified experts, and encourage friends and family to get vaccinated. Make the decision to be vaccinated before it is too late, and proclaim it loudly so the world may know that it is good to be vaccinated. The power to choose is
Our next contestant is Elijah Wright. Elijah will be delivering a spoken word presentation.
Good morning. My name is Elijah Wright, and I want to talk about something. Imagine you are driving in a car, and you get pulled over by a cop. And he says, "Sir, you know why you getting pulled over?" You say, "No." He said, "Let me see your ID." You show him your ID, then he said, "Get out of your car." You say, "Sir, why am I getting out of my car?" Then your family, who happens to be passing by, stops and get out of their car and starts to take you. Your family says you're hurting him, but the cop does not listen. The cop puts you on the car, then on the ground. You say, "I can't breathe." The cop does not listen. You say, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe." 3 times until the cop kills you. Then next week, the cop go to jail for life, and they have your funeral, and everybody cares about you because of what happened. And your story goes viral. So with that being said, what if you were there when a 3 white men murdered Ahmaud Arbery, a 25-year-old man, black man, unarmed, and after suspecting him of committing series of break-ins in their neighborhood, what would you do? Would you try to save him, or would you try to call the cops?
Thank you so much, Elijah. Let's give him a round of applause. Our next contestant is Makai Howard from BC Haney Elementary School.
My name is Makai Howard. I attend BC Haney Elementary School as a 3rd grader. The title of my multimedia presentation is I Say No to the Vaccine. On my multimedia, I'll be talking to you about how you should not get the vaccine and how there should have been more detailed research before allowing people to take the vaccination.
Raise your voice, they said. I'm standing on my opinion that I believe that vaccinations are not safe just yet. Honestly, I feel like there should have been more detailed research before allowing children and adults to take the vaccine. People are having different side effects after the vaccine. The vaccine doesn't even prevent you from catching the virus. It only lowers the symptoms while having it. According to the CDC website, some people can't get the vaccine because of age and health conditions. And if it's not safe for them, then it's not safe for us. To keep everybody else safe, we should not get the vaccine. But what we can do is keep our mask on, wash our hands, and continue to sanitize.
Those are my reasons why you should not get the vaccine. Thank you for watching my multimedia.
Thank you so much, Makai Francis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's give a warm round of applause to all of our contestants, all of our scholars. So scholars, as you hear your name, please come up to receive your participation certificate. We will honor and recognize all of our scholars and announce winners within the next 2 weeks, but on May 23rd, so please save the date, that is when we have our Hear Our Voices reception. This is just one slice of Hear Our Voices. Prior to this particular event, our students competed in poetry. They also competed in narrative writing, as well as essays and dictated narrative. And so scholars for those particular categories were able to write about anything that they chose. For this particular competition, the oral, the spoken portion, they have a specific topic. So we are especially excited and glad that we have the scholars from our K-12. Most of our secondary scholars participated in the written portion, so we're especially glad to have them be a part of Hear Our Voices this year. As you hear your name, please come up and receive your certificate. And parents, this is an opportunity for you to get that wonderful, magical shot. So if you need to relocate to get a great picture of your scholar or guardians that are here and educators here to support our scholars, please do so at that time. Oh, that would be great, thanks. Scholars, when you come up, please stay up front so that way we can have a group picture. So you'll start and we'll move the microphones over just a little bit if possible, and we'll stand behind the floral arrangement. Harmony Holmes. Sydney Pinckney. Jalen Gonzalez. Liliana Vidal. Angel Lewis. Maroc Clemmings. Journey Ponder. Sonia SRA. Jonathan Akins. Alexa Grant. Nathaniel Bedford. Elijah Wright. Natalie Freeman. Makai Howard. Nicholas Baca. Braden Brock. Vernon Brock. Skay Head. Micah Francis. Melinda Wynn. Ronald LeSueur Jr. Kevin Atkins II. And we may want to, our older students, our taller students, we're gonna rearrange you. But you all, while we rearrange them to get a great photo, if we could just give them a warm round of applause.
Cover up your faces with the certificates, so a little bit down. That's great. Thank you. Okay. All right, just stay right there because there's going to be a lot of photographs taken, okay? All right. 1, 2, 3. All right. One more. 1, All right. 1. You okay? All right. 1, 2, 3. Good. For me, that's great. This one, say, hear our voices, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hear our voices!
Awesome, thank you.
All right, thank you, scholars. Yes, so you may now return to your seat. Scholars, guardians, community stakeholders, educators, we again are just so very thankful for each and every one of you. We know that it is a task to create the pieces and present them in front of an audience. Some of you, it may be your first time speaking in public, but I promise the more that you do it, the more comfortable you will become. The word persevere always comes to mind whenever it's time to get up and present and do anything. So thank you for having perseverance this morning. I would also like to thank our judges for being here today and taking time out of your busy schedules to support our annual Hear Our Voices competition. Our dynamic team working collaboratively together to ensure that this event goes off without a hitch. And we would also like to thank Terra Flores for our beautiful decorations today. They really brought some beauty and spring into the space. I'll yield it this time to allow Regina to give any closing remarks.
Thank you, Ebony. I would just like to say that I thoroughly enjoyed our scholars' presentations. I am so very proud of what we are producing. I'm so very proud of just our scholars' courage and their diligence and their poise. And I am excited to have experienced Hear Our Voices in this capacity for the first time, and to be as pleased as I am with our scholars and their presentations. And I just encourage each of you to keep up the good work. I encourage each of you to keep learning and to keep growing and to keep entering contests and displaying and showcasing your immense talent. Thank you very much.
On your way out, please make sure to stop at the table. Each participant today receives a token of our appreciation. So there's a journal so you can continue to write and create. And then there's a microphone, a gold microphone, not real gold, but you know. Out there is a trophy. And we want you to put it up in your home so that way you can remember that today you rocked the mic and you did not allow your mask to mute your voice. We'll see you in May on the 23rd. Thank you.